Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we are going to focus upon the internal thoracic artery. Now, in this topic, you need to understand about the internal thoracic artery, which is a branch from the subclavian artery. So, this is your subclavian artery. Okay, now the branch from the subclavian artery that we have, this one is called as the internal thoracic artery. This internal thoracic artery is the one that is going to arise opposite to the thyrocervical trunk. So this is your thyrocervical trunk. Okay, so this artery, which is the internal thoracic artery, it is directly opposite to the thyrocervical trunk. So we are going to discuss the entire theory portion of the internal thoracic artery through this diagram itself. Okay, so we'll make it very easy for you to understand it and also draw a diagram in exams. So as a result, we just say it's opposite to the subclavian branch of the subclavian artery, which is directly opposite to the thyrocervical trunk. Now, second point is, from here you know this is the sternoclavicular joint. This is the attachment to the clavicle. This is the manubrium, right? So on the manubrium we have two attachments. Then generally we have the sternum, and this is the first rib, right? And then there is small demifacet for the second rib. So that's not being considered. We have just two on the lateral aspects. Both the lateral aspects, we have the clavicle and the first rib. So 2 centimeters on the mid aspect of the clavicle. So let's say this is the clavicle. So mid aspect of the clavicle, 2 centimeters above. This is the origin of the internal thoracic artery. Now, internal thoracic artery is going to pass on both sides of the sternum. On both the sides of the sternum, it's going to originate. I'm just drawing one. But from here also, we'll have the subclavian artery, right? That is a direct branch, because here too you know that there is brachiocephalic trunk that is going to divide into subclavian common carotid on the right side, right? But on the left side, it's a direct branch. So the left common carotid and left subclavian. So left subclavian is going to give branch which is the internal thoracic artery directly opposite to the thyrocervical trunk. Okay, and 2 centimeters from the middle side of the clavicle. Okay, then it's going to arise. Now it's going to be posterior. So it's going to be behind. So yeah, this is the first rib. Now this is the first rib. It's going to be second rib. This is the third rib, and that's how it continues, right? And you know this thing. This is sternal angle. The sternal angle ki measurement is hoti hai on the second rib. So wherever you have the sternal angle, you have the second rib. It's a secondary cartilaginous joint. Okay. So posterior to the ribs, it is going to pass, okay, on the lateral aspects of the clavicle, on the lateral aspects of the sternum, sorry, and it is on the medial aspect. Okay, so medially, this artery is going to pass. Okay, and remember one thing, that this artery is going to bifurcate at the 6th intercostal space. So this is the first, second I've drawn it. This is the 6th intercostal space. At the 6th intercostal space, going to bifurcate into two branches. One is the superior epigastric. So this is the superior epigastric artery, and this is the musculophrenic artery. Okay, now remember one thing, we have, this is the major topic. Now you need to understand the relations of the internal thoracic artery. So we'll just see the relations of the internal thoracic artery. Relations of the internal thoracic artery. First of all, if we talk about the anterior relations, right? So anteriorly, if you want to talk about, you are going to see it very easily. You have the ribs. So first to sixth ribs, or the first to sixth intercostal spaces. Intercostal spaces, ICS, I'm writing it. Then we also have the intercostal muscles. What are the 3 intercostal muscles? You have the external intercostal muscle, interintercostal muscle, and the intercostalis intimae, right? These are the 3 major intercostal muscles. Then, other than the muscles, you also have the intercostal nerves, right? So we have the anterior and posterior intercostal nerves that are also supplying the region, right? So we have the intercostal nerves. It is also giving this, right? So intercostal nerves are the anterior branches of the spinal segments. Okay, so the anterior branches of the spinal segments are the intercostal nerves which are going to supply. Other than that, you know one thing, we have a pectoralis major. So pectoralis major is going to arise from the clavicular part and the ribs. So it's the recus is going to arise and is going to insert under the bicipital tendon on the humerus. So you have the pectoralis major muscle, right? Now, other than the pectoralis major, you also have on the upper aspect. On the upper aspect, you also have the subclavian artery. So we know the subclavian vein. There are 2 subclavian veins, right and left subclavian vein is going to form the SVC. Subclavian veins होती हैं brachiocephalic vein, brachiocephalic veins, with the right brachiocephalic vein and the left brachiocephalic vein, and these brachiocephalic veins are going to form the SVC. Now, brachiocephalic veins are in turn formed by the internal subclavian and the internal jugular veins, right? So we have the brachiocephalic veins. Okay, so these are major relations if we talk about present anteriorly. Now we talk about the posterior relations. So posterior relations mean on the upper part you have the endothoracic fascia. Now other than the endothoracic fascia, you're also going to have the pleura. And on the lower parts, we have the sternocostalus muscle. So sternocostalus muscle is there posteriorly. Right? Now, next thing you need to understand is the branches of the internal thoracic artery. Now, the branches can be very easily understood. First branch is, you can see this is the superior epigastric artery. This is the first branch of this internal thoracic artery. Now, superior epigastric artery is the one which is going to pierce the diaphragm at the seventh intercostal space. So, the seventh rib only, this is the seventh rib, right? This is the seventh rib. Right, so at the point of seventh rib only, we have the sternal angle, the sternal origin of the diaphragm. So at the sternal origin of the diaphragm, the superior epigastric artery, there is a branch, because it is at the seventh intercostal, in the intercostal muscle, intercostal space, it is going to pierce the diaphragm at the sternal origin. Okay, so we have the diaphragm. Everyone knows कि diaphragm में बहुत सारे origins आते हैं. The sternal origin, the costal origin, the vertebral origin. So at the sternal origin, it is going to pierce the diaphragm. So we have epigastric artery. Next we have the musculophrenic. The musculophrenic is going to supply, now till here, till the sixth rib, we have the supply from the internal thoracic artery. Right, you know one thing, internal thoracic arteries ने क्या बनानी होती है? They are forming two anterior intercostal arteries, right? Anterior intercostal arteries. But after this, the anterior intercostal artery, that is 7th, 8th and 9th rib, is formed by the musculophrenic, because anteriorly we have 9 intercostal spaces. So it's formed by the musculophrenic artery, which is present anteriorly. Okay, so they are formed now with the musculophrenic artery. So second is musculophrenic artery, and musculophrenic artery is also going to supply it on the intercostal space of 7th, 8th and 9th rib. Right, तो वहाँ पर उन्होंने कौन सी branches देनी होती है? Anterior intercostal artery. So anterior intercostal artery is given here. Next, other than this, we also have, you can see very easily, we have the anterior intercostal arteries. So anterior intercostal arteries are gonna anastomose with the posterior intercostal arteries. These are the posterior intercostal arteries coming from backwards. So they're going to anastomose with the posterior intercostal artery. The upper part, this is the posterior intercostal artery. This is the collateral branch of the posterior intercostal artery, which is rising at the angle of the rib, and it's going to anastomose with the lower anterior intercostal artery. Okay, so this is what we have, the origins. Next, we need to remember कि इस वाली space में, how we can remember this? We have the mediastinum also, right? So जो भी mediastinal branches भी आएंगे towards the mediastinum. So mediastinal branches are there. जो mediastinum को देगा, so and the fat and the region, तो mediastinum को दे दिया. एक उसने देनी है pericardiophrenik arteries. One is very important, that is pericardiophrenik arteries. Now pericardiophrenik artery में आपको phrenic देखना है पहले तो, कि जो ये artery, it's going to accompany the phrenic artery. It's going to go towards the diaphragm, and it's also going to supply the pericardium and the pleura. Okay, and the last very important artery that we have is the perforating branches. The perforating branches जो होती हैं, these perforating branches are gonna go and supply the majorly, these are the accompanying the anterior cutaneous nerves. Anterior cutaneous nerves के साथ आती हैं. And the second, third and fourth perforating branch in case of females, these are very important because they are gonna supply the mammary gland. Okay, so this was all about the internal thoracic artery. I hope it was easy for you. Next, we are going to upload a topic upon the SBC, the formation of SBC and all the attributes, and then we'll go towards the azygos vein. Thank you.